Hello. Unmuted. Currently have a set of web cameras pulled up in the Ukraine. Also have this refreshing, as there are about reportedly 9 Russian bombers that have taken off from Olenya airfield. The estimated time to reach the launch line is 3 o'clock. And of right now, local time in Ukraine, it's 3 o'clock. That's an official, let me see. So Donetsk, Dnipropetrovsk, Zaporizhzhia, and Kharkiv regions are in danger of missiles, and Poltava. Mykolaiv and Sumy. This is going to spread across through the west. This is going to be the entire country of Ukraine. Either within the next few minutes, next half hour, but this is a tremendous threat that we haven't seen in a while in Ukraine. I will stay with the news as long as I can. Expect this to go on for some time, usually is the case. Although it does say 3 o'clock, it does say 3 a.m. Ukraine time at Kiev. It is now 3 a.m. in Ukraine. It's 3:05 a.m. So if this missile danger could be imminent. Oh, there's Odessa. They're all going to be light up. Over the past few minutes, at least 9 Tu-95M bombers are in the air. I'll stay with this and see what information we can find afterwards and during. This is a huge danger to people in Ukraine, as these missiles can have many targets. You can travel in pairs and have multiple paths. I can hear sirens in Ukraine. So they are at the launch point already, these at least 9 Tu-95MS. Let me pull up the official takeoff of 9 Tu-95 from the Olenya airfield was recorded. Estimated time of the aircraft's departure of the point of missile launch is 3 a.m. 3 o'clock Kiev time. It is 3 o'clock already. So there had to have been a failure at some point for these to get already to the line before the warning was cast. It's very unfortunate. It's very alarming, and it's a very serious situation. We're just traveling fast. It's nice to see, but I really think these alerts should have been earlier. These crafts got up to the Sea of Azov, I believe the firing line is for them. And these missiles can be very deadly. This could be a horrible calamity due to this non-stop terror of Russian aggression. Continuing to see a lot of different alerts that are coming out, notifications that are official channels. Expect to see all of Ukraine still waiting. Still waiting on word. Expect to see all of Ukraine eventually every night, always Russian terror, Russian aggression that doesn't seem to end. It has been 2 years now of war in Ukraine, war for Ukraine. The front line When I say the front line of Ukraine is equivalent to the west coast of California, what do we mean by that? It means this. This is why Ukraine needs all the support it can. Because without Ukraine being in the picture, the rest of Europe might fold. Not saying they won't fight, but Ukraine is a huge, huge buffer for plans that Russia had, even invade Japan. This isn't going to end in Ukraine. This is everywhere. It wants all the entire world to be Russia, to be owned by Russia, to be obedient to Russia, to accept their lies. Now, when I say that the front line of Ukraine is equivalent to the west coast of California, so this is what I mean here. So up here, down here, from San Diego, San Francisco to Oregon. That's what we're talking about here, the front line. And it's not just one giant line, it's just equivalent. Front line is massive and Ukraine is huge. There are no mountains, so it's very flat terrain all around. Still waiting on any further updates regarding the launch of any missiles. Said that the missile launch is 3 o'clock Kiev time. If that's the case, they've already launched, so we're just waiting for further updates, and hopefully air defense is able to do the job. I will stay with this full-scale alert, which is now half of Ukraine, but as the as time goes on, there's going to be people on the ground that are going to be able to say all clear. Then I think I will stick with this stream until then. If the launches are real, the estimated time of entry of the missiles into Ukrainian airspace is 3:45. They have about a 45-minute window. Okay. It's just, if these are real, there's false launches, there's dummies used. So if 9 bombers carrying at least 100 missiles, this could be a horrible calamity. But one thing is for sure, Ukraine needs air defense. But what they have now has saved countless lives. But relying on Patriot air battery systems is very costly, very expensive. Okay, there's a voice on the loudspeaker. I can't make out what it said in Ukraine. Waiting on Further word. So let's put this up here. I will share any images, videos that are and translate any videos that have been released afterwards, because this is the largest alert that I've seen in Ukraine in some time, especially with how many bombers are on the wing. So 3:45 Kiev time roughly. At least 80 to 100 missiles will be entering Ukrainian airspace. And right now, the time for in Kiev is 3:20. So 25 minutes. 25 minutes until no. Air raid alert in Kyiv. That's official now. Air raid alert in Kyiv. It's going to be all Kyiv region and within Cherkasy. It's starting to build up. This is a very serious alarm. All of Ukraine is like, okay, so we have a full-scale air raid alert throughout Ukraine. I have webcams open, audio from cities, Telegram and X, but mostly Telegram. I will share what I can. I don't want to share the live cameras, but they're available on YouTube. So this is full-scale air raid. All of Ukraine is at risk right now, in great peril. These air raid sirens, they sound mean. They are in for a terrible presentation of Russian aggression. Non-stop, constant barrage of shells, munitions. But this is different. This is 9 Tu-95 bombers. That could be 80 to 100 missiles launched from the launch window at 3 a.m. Kiev time. Right now, it is 3:25 Kiev time. The missiles are expected to enter Ukrainian airspace at 3:45. Within 20 minutes, the missiles are expected to enter Ukrainian airspace. Just changing the headline on this, about 9 Tu-95 bombers have launched potentially dozens of missiles to protect Ukraine. This is a very serious alert. This is from 80 to 100 missiles that could be launched by at least 9 Tu-95 bombers. They launched a payload at 3 a.m. Kiev time. It is now 3:27 Kiev time. Missiles should be entering into Ukrainian airspace at 3:45. This is really intense. This is a lot of Russian terror. Waiting on news information regarding missiles if they are detected in radar. This is a high-level missile threat. This is a high-level threat. About 9 Tu-95s bombers have launched missiles. As the alerts continue to spread west, as it's down here so we can see all of them. Sorry, I just got a couple of texts trying to the threat is said to have entered Ukrainian airspace at 3:45 a.m. Kiev time. It is now 3:33 a.m. Kiev time. Hearing very, very serious sirens. Chernihiv, Venecia. I believe that's what all the rest of West Ukraine. Very high anxiety. Still no update. It should be any minute now. It's just for now 3:35 a.m. The threat is said to have been 3:45. Tu-95s maneuver near the launching borders. Cruise missile launches, if are possible. If the launches are real, the estimated time of entry into Ukrainian airspace is 3:45 a.m. It is now 3:36 a.m. Ukrainian Kiev time. Missile danger in the southern and eastern regions due to the threat of cruise missile launches from the Tu-95ms. Ms. Changing my headline. High level threat, about 9 Tu-95s bombers launched missiles. 3:45 Kiev time entering airspace. Okay. Thank you for joining me. If you haven't already, please like the stream, subscribe to the channel. It helps me out immensely. And right now, in a bit of a panic, waiting for word as to danger that Ukraine is finding itself currently due to Russian aggression every night. This is different. This is a squadron of bombers taken off from Olenya airport, going to a safe firing line and launching each between 8 to 12 missiles each bomber. Could be dozens of missiles on their way to, they all have different purposes. There could be decoys, there could be dummies, there could be false fires, where trick radar is not a real missile, it's a dummy warhead. There's a lot that goes into this, but to be so certain that, okay, these showed up on radar and they fired a volley of missiles, this is serious, and all of Ukraine is in jeopardy right now. We can only hope that air defense does its job, but it only has so much air defense. And over the week with UAVs, drones just going around sussing out areas of weakness, and then a mass attack like this happens, they might know where to strike. And if a missile, the Patriot missile battery is one of those things, that's a hell of a target. It is now 3:40 a.m., 5 minutes. The missiles should be entering Ukrainian airspace any moment now, if not already. I did not realize I had my camera off. Good. .342, what's this one now? Volin region, Volin, air raid alert in Volin. Insky. Ivano-Frankivsk region. Should be all the rest of western Ukraine. Zakarpattia. Rivne. Currently waiting for the last two, or this is going to be complete. There's Lviv and Tu-95s. That is, all of Ukraine now is under a full raid. All of Ukraine now is under a full-scale air raid alert due to a barrage of missiles that is entering Ukrainian airspace any moment now, if not already. I'm only going by the official clock as part of the alerts in Ukraine, and right now it's 3:45 a.m. The threat should be entering Ukrainian airspace at any time now. I am looking at available web cameras, more listening to the audio, and checking Telegram accounts and X. Don't really hope on X too much, because anybody that posts any kind of positive Ukrainian tweet is going to get banned or suspended. And they're not going to give you an idea of when you're going to be no longer suspended. It's just what it is. All of Ukraine right now is under a full-scale air raid alert due to at least 9 Tu-95M bombers heading toward their launch line. They fired at 3 o'clock. It is now 3:45. No. It is 3:46. The missiles should be in Ukrainian airspace now. The firing line is a C as of. It could be any moment now we'll hear of, hopefully, successful air defense, if anything. It's a massive air alert in Ukraine. It is not that there are a lot of false missiles, but there's a lot of trickery at play. But do not doubt the air raid alerts. Take them very seriously, especially when it's all of Ukraine is a target. Ukraine is huge, and the entire country is being under attack through Russian aggression for the worst part of 2 years. Still no word on so I'm seeing 11 Tu-95Ms in the Caspian Sea area. The next launches may be in the future, any minute now. I will stay with the alert and stay with the information. All of Ukraine is under a high-level threat. This is a high-level threat. This is and there's no telling if there's going to be another barrage of missiles shortly after this. They stagger the launches. So waiting on no news yet. Waiting for news. There's a lot of different channels in Discord and Telegram, a lot of different accounts on X I follow, and a series of web cameras that I have up, mostly just for the areas, but this is widespread. This isn't just in Kharkiv, this isn't just in Donetsk, this is as far as Donetsk to Lviv. Very serious, very threatening. And times like this, we really need to rethink our values when we say things that are in line with not wanting to protect Ukraine as a country, as a culture, which they've just been under immense, horrific torture from the hands of, which was the world's largest army, no longer. Over 425,000 dead Russians, all male. 425,000. Losses of the Russian occupiers in Ukraine. This is from Live Ukraine Official from February 24th, 2022 to March 20th, 2024. Personnel, 433,090. I won't go over the other numbers at this moment, as we are waiting on any news comes out of Ukraine regarding this missile threat, this massive threat against Ukraine. The entire Ukraine is a target. Missiles should be already entering Ukrainian airspace at this time. Cruise missile launches are possible, says Air Force of the AFU. What's this now? More alerts, yes, that's cruise missile attack from Tu-95 MS aircraft. This is a high-level threat. This is from this is a threat against all of Ukraine. No news yet, no good or bad. More sirens. This is a massive alert of all of Ukraine. Seeing the final number was 11 for the Tu-95ms, strategic bombers. As we wait for air defense to do its job, and hopefully it does. As the whole territory of Ukraine is currently under a full-scale air raid alert due to Russian terror and Russia aggression. Russia had 11 Tu-95ms bombers at the launch line of the Sea of Azov, where dozens of missiles were launched. Are all of them real? Probably. Why not? Sometimes they might not be. Sometimes Russia likes to trick and make people think that they actually are launching missiles. There's no strategy and no terror, it's just terror in any shape or form. Even if some of these warheads come out to be dummies, still very threatening. And a lot of them don't turn out to be dummies. Very nerve-wracking. Just to know that there is no safe place in Ukraine, okay? Think about that, how big the Ukraine is, and there is no safe place in it due to Russian terror and Russian aggression. What do they call it? A simulated launch. We'll stay with it because it could be real, it could be serious. Even if just one missile gets through out of the dozens possible. Strategic aircraft still remain in the air, so the alerts are still present. No missiles have been observed so far. The first launches were probably fake. We expect a main wave in about 60 minutes. But even though that there is a simulated launch, it should be taken seriously, of course. So the simulated launch to do the real launch next. Turn back around and fire real missiles. Need to wait for information. We wait. Preliminary, the first launches were simulated, but strategic aircraft are still in the air, so the threat remains. Do not leave your shelters. So people have to remain sheltered for another hour at least. Still don't trust it. No missiles are detected in Ukrainian airspace, but still take cover. The first wave was simulated. We just turn around and launch another volley from the barrage of missiles. So wake them up early. Make sure they don't sleep. No X-101-555 cruise missiles have been observed in airspace yet. Those launches have been simulated, but the alert is still in effect. There's still very threatening craft out there. Entry of the first X-101 missiles from Tu-95, not an imitation, unfortunately. Conflicting reports. As of 4:05, targets are being spotted in the north. It is not yet known whether it is X-101-555. If they are the missiles, then they are real, and it is not a simulated alert. This was too quickly to be decided that the first wave was simulated. If you hear any noise, it's due to the web cameras I have open for Ukraine. Even though that this first volley was said to have been simulated, possibly remain in shelters as if it were real. It's very touch and go, but one thing is for certain, that there is no safe place in Ukraine right now, even if this first wave was simulated. Now 407, 405 targets were said to have been seen. Still waiting on word. See. First missiles from Sumy Chernihiv region. Target in the direction of Chernihiv. The vector of the movement is Kiev region. .409, the first group is XO-101. Chernihiv region. Vector, Kiev. These missiles are real. It is not simulated, at least not all of them are simulated. The first missiles are entering through Chernihiv region on their way to Kiev region. This is not a drill. The first volley, there might have been some that were simulated, some that might have been dummy warheads, but not all of them. Seeing too many reports now that confirmed first rockets are entering through Chernihiv region on their way to Kyiv. Very remove this since it's not exactly true anymore. Missile sighted north of Chernihiv to Kyiv, Chernihiv. Air raid sirens all across Ukraine right now. In 68 minutes or so, missile sighted north of Chernihiv to Kyiv. Next waves, they say, is expected, so please remain in shelters. It's a very dangerous, high-level alert. Second group of X-101, Chernihiv to through Kiev in the direction of the reservoir. A missile fired in the direction of Chernihiv. Yeah, we've seen that a lot. In the direction towards Chernihiv. Seeing a lot of focus on Chernihiv right now. Going through Chernihiv. So let's see. So missiles spotted here. I'll stick with this as long as it takes for these alerts to be repelled, be canceled, called off. But since there is actual missiles being spotted, it should be taken extremely significantly dangerous. Only hope air defense is able to take care of the threats that are inbound. It's now 4:18 Kyiv time. Missiles in the northern part of Kyiv heading west-southwest. Just like as we had up there in the little graphic, it's going to be west-southwest from Chernihiv through to Kyiv. There could be one, could be many. If only some of the missiles were simulated or faked or dummies, even if out of the 90 that are simulated, 10 are real, that's still 10 very real threats to have to deal with, especially if you can't visually see them, you're relying on radar, and if radar is lying to you, if these are dummies, you don't know which one is the real one. So the one that you don't stop, the one that you cannot stop, gets through. That's horrible. Thank you. Let's see, where are we at now? Residents of Kyiv. Missile attack. Air defense forces are operating in the region. Missiles have already entered Zhytomyr region. The second wave of cruise missiles is heading from the area of Volgograd, Russia. The course is northwest. Zygo. Also take cover. Yeah, go. Rockets in the direction of Zhytomyr. This is still a high-level threat. Missile sighted north of Chernihiv to Kiev and Zhytomyr. Missile defense, air defense operating officially missile towards Rivne region. I will stay with this alert as long as it continues. And right now it looks like the northwest is being targeted. I am still paying attention. I am still watching. Let's check up on updates. One missile turned to Rivne. That. There will be a potential missile movement from Volyn to Lviv. Ukrainian media reports that there was also repeated launch of missiles from the Caspian Sea region, though they expect those rockets in 1 hour. So they're saying the Malinsky region U-turn. Two groups of missiles each in Kyiv, Vladimir and Rivne regions heading west, per the Ukrainian armed forces. There is a second wave of missiles that were launched from the Caspian Sea that will be there in under an hour. Air Force of the Armed Force, Air Force of the Armed Forces of Ukraine has detected 2 groups of missiles in Rivne region. Some of the missiles in Rivne region turned to Zhytomyr. .442. One of the group of cruise missiles changed its course west-east and returns from Rivne to Zhytomyr. The missiles are constantly changing their course, it seems. A MiG-31K frontline bomber departed. This is getting worse. There is a MiG-31K in the air at the same time, bombers, the same time as this high-level threat of missiles. Now there is a MiG-31K in the air. It is dangerous. This is a very terrible and dangerous situation that Ukraine finds itself in. These bombers all fire at their launch line safely and then turn around. And then they leave Ukraine up to deal with these barrage of missiles. Some could be fake, some could be real. Some turned out to be simulated, but not all of them. Judging by the reports of what I was hearing and what I was reading, that's the direction that the missiles find themselves right now in the first wave. There's a second wave from the Caspian Sea, and there is also a MiG-31K in the air. These are very, very, very dangerous developments unfolding. Very dangerous developments unfolding. Looking for more confirmation on that MiG-31K in the air. There is a MiG-31K in the air. at the same time as a massive missile threat. Don't really see that too often. Usually the MiG-31K is by itself that comes out. That a group of missiles from the Zhytomyr region towards Kiev. Kiev, watch out. That is going towards Kiev for sure. No video or anything to share just yet. I'm sure there will be. But what would be good is it's just of air defense after the fact, but I don't think that's what you're going to get. Several missiles are flying towards Kiev right now. Check for updates, checking for updates. Kiev is in danger. Air flying along the Zhytomyr highway to Kiev. Missiles are already in the Kiev region. Missiles came in through the Chernihiv, Zhytomyr, Rivne, made a turn around, and they probably broke into two different groups here. One went to Kiev and the other one back to Rivne, back to Zhytomyr. This is a very serious situation. High-level threat, Russian terror, Russian aggression. It's just 5 before 5 Kiev time. More missiles should be entering in their airspace. It's also with the threat that I keep seeing of a MiG-31K in the air that's taken off. At least one. It is a hugely dangerous threat. Very menacing. Air defense is active over Kiev. What I'm reading. Threat of ballistics from the northeast again. Do not know where in the northeast yet. Ballistic missile threat from the northeast from the Caspian Sea. Kiev stealing shelters for the Ukrainian Air Force. Explosions. Ukrainian media reported explosions in the air in Kiev. Air defense doing its job, I believe. More missiles from Zhytomyr region towards Kiev. More missiles enter Kiev airspace. Air defense doing work in Kiev. Air raid continues throughout the entire countryside. There really is a MiG-31K. This just adds to the night. They're shooting by sea, they're shooting by plane, and by fighter jet. Strange sound. Possible air defense. Let's go back out of this. With a second volley, Russian hypersonic missiles fired against Kyiv. Kenzal aerial ballistic missiles X-47M2 were launched in the direction of Kiev. Missiles should be entering Kiev airspace right now. Air defense is working, stay in the shelters. A very strange sound I heard. That was a very strange sound. There must have been air defense. Launch of the dagger in the direction of Kiev. Kiev is now extremely dangerous. Ballistic missiles fired from inner Russia towards Kyiv. Sorry, I keep saying it differently depending on how I see it written. Ukrainian armed forces recorded the launch of X-47M2 Kenzal aerial ballistic missiles in the direction of Kiev. This is very dangerous, very, very dangerous. These are hypersonic missiles that are making way through, all the way through Ukraine, just to come back the other way on the other side of air defense, or on the other side of Kyiv. This seems strange. Air defense currently is working. Another explosion was recorded in the air above Kiev. It's our KH-47M2 Kenzal ballistic missiles launched from inner Russia. Missiles that were launched in the Caspian Sea as well should be making their way entering airspace, as well as potential MiG-31K in the air. All the remaining missiles are flying to Kyiv. Take care, prepare. Two walls rule. More rockets from the west in the direction of Kiev. So all these missiles came in through the Chernihiv region right here. Flew all the way over here. They're all coming back to Kiev. And so, there were some missiles that were launched from the north, from inside Russia, the Caspian Sea, Caspian Sea. Yeah, Caspian Sea missiles from the sea. So this is land, sea, and ground. Very high level, very extreme threat. The dagger was fired at Kyiv. Any sound you hear is audio from the web cameras in Ukraine. Air raid still continues. Air raid alert throughout Ukraine. Still continues. Russian fired missiles from the Caspian Sea. Air defense is operating in the territory of Ukraine. Air defense is working. Approach of 2 more daggers to Kyiv. Still waiting on additional word. Rockets, Zhytomyr, Malinsky region. Missiles approaching the capital from Vyshhorod. 5:11 Kiev time. Repels an attack by X-101 cruise missiles from the west. A group from the Zhytomyr region is also heading towards Kiev. Other regions are under reconnaissance. The threat of ballistic missiles continues. Again, rockets from Zhytomyr region towards Kiev. Daylight begins to break for Ukraine. Reporting large explosions heard in the capital city. There are still X-101-555 missiles in the threat of ballistics. Further explosions in Kiev and capital city. Fallen debris in Kiev. Multiple explosions in the air. The missiles are coming down. After being shot down, they're wreckage. That's going to be the damage. Cruise missiles and ballistic missiles. And potentially a MiG-31K. I have not seen another report of that MiG-31K. Rocket fragments fell on a kindergarten. Yeah. Rocket fragments fell in a kindergarten. Further reports that a rocket fell in a kindergarten in Svatoshinsky district. Yeah, so a kindergarten this early today on a Wednesday. On Thursday. More missiles fired in the direction of Ukraine per the Ukrainian Air Force. Cars are burning on fire. So it looks like the daggers were taken care of. But of course, the debris has to fall. If the worst thing that happens during this missile attack is a kindergarten on fire and some cars on fire, that's fine. People still had a very bad morning already. Rockets all belong. More rocket fragment reports. More missiles are on their way to the capital. Those cruise missiles from the Caspian Sea should be getting there, entering Ukrainian airspace any moment now, as well as the presence of a MiG-31K. Takeoff of 2 more MiG-31Ks to join those already in the air. This is only getting worse. They're putting everything at them. Say there's 3 to 4 MiG-31Ks in the air now. This is very dangerous. So MiG-31Ks in the air. I will stay with these alerts as long as they're present. As of right now, we have a very serious situation regarding what Ukraine is faced with: land, sea, and air attacks. You know, the Russian bombers, the Tu-95s, that fired off anywhere between 10 and 90 missiles. We have two different groups of MiG-31Ks that have taken off. Very serious situation. I don't think it's precedent and during this war. I don't remember there ever being more than 2 MiG-31Ks in the air. Extremely dangerous. And there being up 3 to 5. Multiple MiG-31 aircraft. Also, a lot more missiles. I don't think that they're going to... Okay, so in 2 more districts of Kiev per United 24 media, debris fell on the territory of an enterprise and of a residential building, the mayor said. No casualties have been reported. But it's how dangerous this is. The missile debris fragments can be just as dangerous depending. No telling where these threats are now. It's daylight now, with the sun over it. Waiting for further confirmation regarding no new missiles in Ukraine's airspace. Additional reconnaissance continues. Monitoring groups. However, as we're staying sheltered until the air raid warning is canceled, new launches can happen at any time. There are MiGs in the air. There is a threat of ballistic missile launches. There is a threat of missiles from the Caspian Sea, which seem to be all taken care of, hopefully. It's a great night for air defense. And everybody that's sheltering due to the alarm, the alerts, the people of Ukraine. Waiting for further news themselves. But right now, the biggest threat right now is the multiple MiG-31K aircraft. Could be 3 to 5 in the air right now. What a great night for air defense. Only seeing buildings being damaged, cars on fire, and a preschool that was smashed. Besides that, the first wave of threats is over, but there's still airborne MiG-31Ks, and that's extremely dangerous. There is an apartment building in Kiev on fire. Ukrainian channels report that the observers detected the activation of Russian operational tactical missile complexes, with the launch of multiple ballistic missiles being imminent again. So they could have another salvo lobbed at them. The guided bombs, cruise missiles. The threat is still imminent, even though this wave seems like it was taken care of, was handled. Doesn't leave any missiles that got through that made destructive landings or hit their targets. Oh, I have preschool right there at kindergarten. Sorry about that. It's preschool on a kindergarten, not a preschool. No recent news. I see pro-Russian channels talking about how this is retaliation to Belgorod firing rockets at civilians in Belgrade. Give me a break. The threat still continues. There's a possible third wave. I have not seen anything regarding the MiG-31Ks. I know they are airborne. They are airborne. They're waiting for another barrage of missiles. This threat is still not over. There are still MiG-31K aircrafts in the sky, and another volley can come at any time. I have some video here, some breaking video. And one more. You see the buildings as the flash of air defense hit the missiles. It's a very bright show. Right there. threat still remains. It has not changed. Strange ominous glow in Zaporizhzhia. Still a threat of these MiG-31Ks in the air. Let's check for updates. The missiles that were allegedly launched from the Caspian Sea have not been detected so far. We are waiting for a confirmation in the near future. A roof of a residential building in Kiev is on fire. This is the extent of the damage so far. There does not appear to be any fatalities or casualties. So there are actually 4 victims in Kyiv. Cheskentitsky district, 1 woman. So there are casualties. Two MiG-31Ks turn in for landing. No word if they fired or not. They're still waiting for the second wave of missiles, and the MiGs are flying to their base sites. I have video of the fire in Kyiv. Sorry, it just depends on how they spell it. I keep saying it differently. This is a fire that's occurring in Kyiv. This might be the roof of the residential building that was reportedly struck with debris. These are all from DD Geopolitics on Telegram. Smoke in Kiev. There are 4 victims, 4 casualties so far. So all the victims were treated on the spot and they were not killed. So there were 4 victims treated on the spot, and from what I see in the injuries were minimal. That's good to hear. Tough night. Tough morning. Okay, so more confirmation that repeatedly that the MiGs have returned to their bases, their home airfields. Savasleka. The fighter jet, the bombers earlier, the Tu-95s, came out of Olenya. This is Slavoslavka. 4 victims. There are now 4 injuries in the Ukrainian capital, treated on the spot. It seems like everybody's in good, doing well. No one had to be rushed from the scene to the emergency room, treated on the spot from shrapnel. Continue to wait for further updates. There could be another wave of missiles from the sea or from the air, because this was really unexpected. Whenever it was just when these Tu-95s were just about at their firing line before they were detected. As of 5:52 a.m., there are no missiles in Ukrainian airspace. The MiG-31Ks have landed. Tu-95 has also landed. The rest of the Tu-95s are still in the air. So I read between 9 to 11 Tu-95s, so let's say 10. 2 landed and 8 remain in the air. They could go in for a second volley, is what the worry is. After that, it appears to be clear. And Shinsky district, a shockwave smashed windows in 2 9-story buildings. There was no fire. There are 8 casualties so far, no hospitalization, and all casualties were treated by medics on the spot. Eight casualties, no hospitalizations. What a great night for air defense. So the 8 people that were injured today in these airstrike, or not airstrikes, these missiles, air defense meets missile explosions, followed by debris and shrapnel everywhere. Windows get busted out, cars on fire. It's a lot of damage. But fortunately, it seemed like much of the danger air defense took over. I imagine those huge bright blasts and that insane noise that happened had to have been the Kenzo missiles that were taken off. Everybody's in the subway. Yeah, it's crowded. Wow. Some very large explosions over Kiev. KH-101-/555 missiles had to have been the ones that burst the brightest. Hypersonic supposed missiles that go supposedly Mach 10. Waiting for an all clear, but so far only 8 casualties, no hospitalizations, and no extreme building damage except for 2 9-story buildings that had their windows busted out. The Times of Ukraine posted these images. There's people sheltering in the subway system. Just today. People even bring their pets. Shelter in the subway with their pets too. That was beautiful. No news, just great night for air defense. That might be an all clear. As of 6:05, no missiles have been detected. Partial simulated. We were waiting for the ceasefire, or not the. Waiting for the all clear. There is a building on fire. Just waiting now for the all clear. Starting to see all clear, all clear, all clear, all clear. The alarms are being allowed to be lifted now. That looks like an all clear to me. Thank you for joining me during this mass scale air raid alert in Ukraine. If you haven't already, please like the stream, subscribe to the channel, it helps me out immensely. There's an all clear. Thank you. Please take care.